We've been getting flagged a lot lately,
Hmm.
and it's not like 100% me, but like 99.9. So you're getting the Disneyfied version of me today.
Ooh.
The 0.1% was Jose, but he said something that wasn't even reference to anything bad. So we chalked it up as a 0.1%. It wasn't.
Hey, we won the last flag though. There we go. We got a notch on our belt. We took that
Wow.
flag away.
We've lost like 97 battles, but we've won 3. It's those 3 that matter. We're slowly getting it. So, on that note, welcome back to Not a Strong Start, a podcast by filmmakers who talk movies, television, and is slowly assembling an Avengers type Latino podcasting team. I'm your host,
Ooh.
Dazam.
I like that. I like that. Did not remember to put a name up. Ramos.
That movie sounds good for 2023, Jose.
I don't know why I put John Weak because I like John Wick.
Because
It's
you're
just
weak.
happened. Yeah, 'cause I'm weak. You're getting the weak version of me today, so John Weak.
Good. And then
He's
today
good to
we have a
look.
special guest. So, if you want to introduce yourself, Caesar?
Yeah, it's me. My name's Caesar. I'm 7Cs from No 115 Allcast. And yeah, I'm just delighted to be here with these awesome gentlemen. Arriba.
Yeah,
Adelante.
man.
You want to tell us a little bit about your podcast? You know what it revolves around.
I know you guys are on the West Coast. We're out like near Chicago. We do 80s, 90s, and some contemporary stuff. So for the most part, we like to do things in series. Every month we do a different series. Like it could be an action month or comedy month. Just depends, gangster month. And yeah, that's what we do, man. And we try to bring in a lot of different guests and podcasters. And we call it the all cast because we like to have it for everybody,
Nice.
Nice,
And
man.
if you're wondering about the name, it comes from Revenge of the Nerds too, right? Nerds in Paradise.
I was gonna ask you about that, but no. So your show's definitely fun. You had me and George featured on it. I'll make sure to share on the link where people can watch that. But it was a blast, man. Especially when you guys talk about those type of movies and genre. Because I know we did ours on what was it, Night of the Demon? Is that right?
Yeah, Night of the
Yeah.
Demons. It was
It
awesome.
was a good movie, man. But like that's totally in our realm of genres and stuff. So it was a blast, man. It was good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And that works perfectly because we're actually going to be covering multiple genres on today's episode, where we're going to be talking about our most anticipated movies for this upcoming, well, the current year. We're already here. So we're going to be touching on all the genres on the wall. And actually, between all of us, we got the whole country covered. You've
Yeah.
got the middle, I've got the east, and then Chuck and Dan got the west.
Ah,
What's West, y'all?
nice.
There you go.
There you go.
All right.
This is what they always feared. We're all over the place.
Exactly.
We
We're
were already
spreading.
here, bro. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. We're just now being heard.
Yeah.
All right, Jose, hit us with a current event.
Recently, Alec Baldwin, along with some of the other producers, have had criminal charges put against them due to the accident that happened on set. I believe he himself has got 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. And then one of the other producers is already going into, I believe, a plea deal regarding this. I'm going to be honest. I did not expect it to get to involuntary manslaughter. But here we are. What do you guys think?
I'm curious why Alec Baldwin. I know he shot it off, but like, what is he really in charge of? Right? Because if he shot it off and it shot somebody, was he acting reckless with it? Did he go outside of the scene and aim it at somebody and shoot them? Like, what is his involvement in this? Because if you're an actor, you're signing off waivers, but you're expecting the crew, you're expecting the producers to do their job and making sure that the correct ammunition is in place. So if he's not doing that, why is he liable for this? Because then you figure maybe other actors are then going to start to say, are they going to be liable for this stuff? Are you going to start having some pushback on some of them? Are they not going to want to do shooting scenes?
It just makes me think of when Brandon Lee got shot. Do you guys remember he got killed by a
Mhm.
dude, Michael
Hank
Massey,
Rowe.
I think the actor's name is? Did he get charged with involuntary manslaughter when that happened?
Not to my knowledge,
No,
no.
he kept making
No.
movies and stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
he was chill. He
So,
was
I mean, definitely seems like it's part of the social climate, right? Like
Yeah.
you have to hold somebody responsible. But
Yeah.
it seems odd to me that you would do that for someone like you said. It's not their responsibility to do all the checking of the props and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with you guys. The only thing I can think of, and again, this is just like reaching for straws on this one, is one, he's a producer on it. So in a way, he's got a responsibility for the project. And the other thing is that maybe they're trying to kind of pin it on him because he did aim it at someone who was not part of the scene or part of that because, she was off camera, not part of it, and he did aim it at her. But again, that's just I agree with you guys. I just trying to figure out what they could possibly be thinking. That's the only thing that can pop in my head.
Yeah, why would he aim it at her?
The only thing I could think of is like, remember This Is the End? Remember how Jonah Hill has that gun?
Yeah,
Bang, bang,
Yeah,
bang.
You're dead, bang.
Yeah, and then he got her like, oh.
Well, we'll see what comes out of it. But kind of like you guys said, I feel a lot of people are going to be watching the outcome of this because this is going to set a precedent going forward and might leave a level of paranoia when it comes to actors performing and when they're using prop guns and things like that.
There's a lot of bad memes out there too, so it's
I know, man.
When you say that,
rough.
you mean really funny, right?
Yes.
It's all subjective. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. They're
There's a
so
lot of
quick with
bad
those
memes out
memes.
there that
They're
I'm not
so
gonna-
quick with those memes, man. The internet is savage.
Exactly.
And they do not wait,
Yes.
man. They do not
I mean,
wait.
I mean, bad isn't good, Chuck. Bad isn't good.
There you go. It's bad. It's a bad motherfucker.
What is the thing? Yeah, the internet has no chill. Like I'm sure the first meme was out before the bullet even got there. Like people waste no time at all. There could be a comet like heading towards Earth, and people will meme it like right before the whole world gets destroyed.
Yep.
Oh yeah, like have you seen the one? The memes about the whole Burger King. That Burger King ad, the chicken, and they always show that. They always show something devastating happen, and then you're sitting there watching it, and then immediately that commercial comes.
I heard someone was talking about that just the other day, man. It's like, yeah, the something about they had no chill on like when they aired those,
No, man.
Didn't they do it when the Bills player got hurt?
Yes,
He was like,
yes.
he was on the ground.
Right away,
They're like,
it's
let's
like-
cut to commercial.
And then he goes right into it. It's like, yo, that guy's making money though. Whoever created that jingle. All right. So let's go to our main topic. So what we wanted to do was talk about the most anticipated movies of 2023. And just off the bat, to me, 2023 looks like it has a lot more promising projects. 2022 has some good movies, but 2023's got a lot. It's got a huge plate right now of movies coming out. So we want to kind of, rather than just hitting with what some of our best ones were, we're going to go down by genres. So overall, let's start off with you, Caesar. How do you overall see 2023 movies? You excited about them? You think it's a step up?
I think it is in the sense that there actually looks like there's some properties that aren't just sequels and aren't from existing franchises. Some are obviously because you get that every year. It's just part of our culture now. We expect sequels, unfortunately, but that's just how it works.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's kind of exciting. There's some stuff that's new that's coming out and not necessarily, like I said, from pre-existing IP. So I think from that aspect, it's kind of exciting.
Yeah, and when he said that, the first thing I thought of, and we're not talking about it yet, was Oppenheimer.
Yes.
We did this last time too. I was like, Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Stuff like that gets me excited. Of course, I love
Good.
sequels and Marvel and DC, but give it up to Christopher Nolan. They bring something original. So
yeah, man, we'll see. I hope he gives us more of a storyline that's a little more easier to follow. It seems like every movie he puts out is getting more and more and more complicated to the point where I'm just like, okay, is there a storyline here? Or are you just giving us a bunch of just twistings? And like Tenet was out there, man. Tenet was out there.
Yeah, definitely.
How about you, Jose?
But I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
No, I do agree with you. I do feel, as I was just kind of racking my brain trying to figure out movies for every genre, it feels like it's going to be a stronger year for certain genres and kind of weak for other genres. And I guess we'll see with what we come up with as we go through. But there was certain genres where I was like, ooh, I'm not really finding anything that I'm like, I really want to see this. While other ones, I had to cut it down from like 4 or 5 movies to 1.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start off with the first one. Let's hit him with the horror. Who wants to start us off? Chuck, you want to start us off? What's the most anticipated movie you're looking for 2023 horror movie?
I'm gonna bust the Jose, right? Because Jose always does like 2, right? But I have a reason. I
You
have a
always
reason.
bash him.
You do too.
You do
always
that.
do too.
He did it again. You do that.
See, Caesar, do you see what I deal with all the time?
So originally it was Evil Dead. Okay, that would. But then after seeing the trailer that came out today for Scream, looks pretty good, dude. It looks better. I mean, it looks better. I don't know if it's going to be than all the previous ones. More violent, more aggressive. Like, it just looked really freaking good. So I think for me, it's definitely going to be Scream 6.
Okay, Jose.
I think that's that's definitely a good choice. I saw that trailer and surprisingly it got me excited because I was so disappointed with the last like few. This seems like the first competent Ghostface. Like, I'm seeing that trailer, I'm like, well, this guy can move. He seems like he can fight. Like, usually Ghostface is getting his beat like on a consistent basis, and then he just happens to kill people. But like, not this one. So that's a good choice.
And I do like the idea that he says, I'm different.
Yeah.
I'm different. I'm like, thank you. That's what we've been seeing is give us a different Scream, please. And they literally said that in the trailer. So I'm like, okay, promising.
I'll go with the one that Chuck didn't mention because Chuck went with only one, and that's going to be Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, okay. Good one.
I'm going to have to go with that one. I loved what they did with the reboot where they went a different direction and went more serious because the original was meant to be serious at first. And it just ended up what it was, and they just rolled with it because everyone loved it. So this one kind of went back to what the first one was supposed to be, which is serious horror, and I felt like did a good job. So this seems to be going in the same route. So I'm definitely excited to see what they do. Hopefully, it's at least as good as the original. Hopefully, surpasses it. Original reboot.
Yeah, he took that one from you, man. I think I haven't seen the new trailer yet for Scream 6. The only thing I will be a little apprehensive because I feel like the last Scream within the first like minute you figured out who the killer was. So I was like, but we'll see. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like any horror movie, as long as it's a 5 in IMDb, it's good because horror is just horror. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think Evil Dead Rise, I want to see what approach they take. And also to mention another one, I'd say Knock at the Cabin. I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it does. That's a good one.
It's like something, I'm curious. Yeah. And I know he's kind of historically got a hit or miss thing going on, M. Night Shyamalan, but
yeah. But he hits. When he hits, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel with M. Night, when he doesn't go big, he tends to hit. And when he goes big, he tends to miss. Because like I liked The Visit. That was pretty good, and that was a very like low-key movie. Signs originally, yes, it had like Bruce Willis, but no one really knew about M. Night, so it was kind of like a smaller.
You mean Mel Gibson? Signs?
Sorry, I meant to say
Unbreakable.
Sixth Sense.
No, Sixth Sense.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I usually don't hit big either.
Yes, you do.
No,
yes, you do. Continue, Jose.
No, that was it. Like I feel this, I feel it's smaller scope, so it's a high chance of it being a hit.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. So I went with Maxine, which is going to be the third one in Ty West's trilogy.
Of course,
I'm excited. Yeah, yes, of course.
Yeah, of course you did. Yeah,
I love Pearl,
let me
man.
think of the most like independent, pretentious kind of movie horror movie that I can think of.
Those have been hitting.
That's a good one. No one's gonna pick that one. Yeah,
right.
I think it's gonna have. Hold on, there's that. I think it's gonna have great writing. I think the acting's gonna be superb. The cinematography is gonna be amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Dude,
just say it's art. It's not a film. It's art. This is what you say, right?
But no. But we're talking about the most anticipated. Chuck wants to choose the one that he literally just saw an hour ago. Let me choose that.
Recency bias. Is that what we say?
Yeah,
right?
man. Dude, I want to see Pearl. Like X was good. Pearl, I thought did better. So I want to see what they do with the third one. I want to see if it's an improvement because Mia Goth crushed it, but now she's playing the character from X, so it's a little different. So I want to see what they do with it. But I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Chuck. Okay, let's go with action. So Caesar, I'll start off with you. Which one's most anticipated 2023 for action?
John Wick, not Week.
John Wick.
Has to be John Wick, man. And I know we kind of talked about this on my show a little bit. And I can understand how those films can get redundant if you're not like a fan of the genre. Because you're like, okay, he's doing the same thing over and over again. But I mean, he's just like, if you love that, you're gonna love John Wick.
Yeah,
just doing it again. And then Donnie Yen's gonna be in it. Come on, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't miss.
Yeah.
I feel those have gotten better every time, though. So that's rare to do in a series.
Yeah.
And they've always found a way to top themselves. And it's kind of like my pick. I'm like, how are you gonna top the last one?
Yeah.
And see if it once again it delivers. Because my pick is the new Mission Impossible.
Of course it is.
And
I thought I was gonna say Fast and Furious 10. I'm like, no.
Not on this.
As long as they don't put John Wick in space or whatever, we'll be fine.
That's the next one. That's John Wick 5. You didn't hear it?
Actually, that'd be kind of awesome now that I think about it.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, I would too.
I'm gonna need a space suit.
Not gonna lie. But yeah, no, I have to be Mission Impossible. I feel the last one was probably the strongest one for me, the most complete movie out of the series, and probably one of my favorite overall action movies around. So at this point, I'm like, I'm along for the ride. Give me whatever you got, Mission Impossible. Like, I'm on board.
Good pick, Chuck.
Yeah, it's between both those. But if you said you can only watch one, it'd probably have to be John Wick. So I got to see it through.
Okay. This is where I kind of went with different ones. So, different multiple genres. I picked them at different things. So this is where I went with Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Not because I necessarily think it's going to be amazing. I'm just a huge Indiana Jones fan. It's directed by Mangold, who did Logan. I'm interested in it. I think it's going to be better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It's not going to touch the original trilogy, but I am still hyped to see it just because I'm a sucker for Indiana Jones, man. I want to see it. That's it.
Was the Crystal Skull the last one with Shia?
Yeah.
Oh, that was awful. Yeah.
That's why they need to cleanse our palate with this.
That's why in the filming of that movie, he takes his hat back in that same movie because he's like, this shit sucked. We're going to have to do another
Exactly. Redo. That's you're going to rewind the whole movie. Yeah. All right. So let's start off with comedy. Jose, I'm going to start off with you.
Oh, comedy. This is one of the genres where I had to dig to try to pick one out. And I feel we kind of ran into this last year, maybe the year before, where just the comedy landscape is just very bare. So I had to settle in this one for Renfield, just because Nicolas Cage is in it. It looks like it's going to be funny. But that's gasping at straws. I didn't see a lot. So I'm gonna have to go with that one, and hopefully Nicolas Cage delivers another massive talent.
Yeah, he's been having a couple of hits there recently. I think Nick Cage. My comedy pick is Kraven the Hunter. I'm just kidding with y'all, but
okay.
It could be bad.
What?
No, but no, that was a joke. I think you people with Eddie Murphy. Looks like
that one does look funny, man. The trailer
what do you
looks
mean,
funny.
you people?
Exactly. We're gonna find out on Netflix. It looks funny, man. Yeah, I saw the trailer for that. It looks pretty funny. How about you, Chuck?
It looks like a comedy to me, so I'm gonna go with Bear.
That's what I had too.
Yeah,
it is. It is. It's a dark comedy.
Yeah. So I got to see what that's about. I mean, the trailer worked, but even if I didn't have a trailer, I still would have watched it. Just like that other one, Veloso Pastor. Did you ever see that?
I still haven't because I'm waiting until we do our live viewing of it.
Oh yeah, I saw the title right, and I was like, play.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm hyped up for it. It looks highly stylized. The crazy thing is that it's directed by Elizabeth Banks. I didn't know that, so that's interesting. So it looks fun. Crazy. Let's see it.
That's my pick for documentary for sure.
Documentary. But no, man, it looks funny. It looks overly ridiculous. So when I first heard it, I saw it on Twitter. They talked about Bear and how they gonna make a movie. I'm like, this sounds so ridiculous. And then when I saw the trailer, I'm like, okay, so you knew it was ridiculous and you made it even more ridiculous. Hell yeah, I'm in. This looks like a fun time. Count me in.
Yeah.
But yeah, to agree with what you're saying, Jose, and we've talked about this many times on our show, the landscape of comedy is just there's just not that much anymore. And it's going very safe. It's going kind of very specific now. So we're not given a lot of options, so we kind of work with.
Question for you guys. Do
Mhm.
you think the sensitivity that has increased over the last few years is what's killing off
1,000%.
comedy when it comes to movies and TV shows?
Yep.
Because there seemed to be like an equal trajectory of, as people have become more sensitive, these comedies have like slowly started to die down.
100%. Yeah. Because so many things and people and movies are becoming, oh, you can't say that now. Like even 40-Year-Old Virgin, they say a lot of jokes in there where you're like, oh, you can't say that now. I still think the movie's hilarious, but you can't say that stuff now. And even stand-up comics are addressing that in their shows, but a lot of them are not even bold enough to say those kind of jokes. You get the Dave Chappelle that can do that because he's Dave Chappelle. Other comedians can't even get away with saying stuff like that, man, because you'll be canceled so quick. So
we deal with that on the podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think part of that is definitely true, and I think the other part is like, I don't know if this is a word, like hybridization of film. So like there's so many action comedies or horror comedies, you know what I mean? Like sometimes comedy has just become like part of regular other genres, like the mixing of the genres. So I think some of that is attributed to that. And definitely society just is way different nowadays when it
So
comes
now,
to what's acceptable.
yeah, absolutely. So half the comedies we get now are all Kevin Hart movies that they're releasing on Netflix. Dude, I saw 2. He dropped 2 around the same time, and I was at a buddy's house, and we started watching it, and we're like 10 minutes in, and we're like, nope. Paused it, went to his other one, started playing it. I swear it was the exact same beginning with the exact same premise. And I was like, this is the exact same movie. I can't do this. Yeah. All right. So let's get into animated. So Chuck, start us off.
Mario.
Okay. Actually, that's mine too. That's actually mine too. So go ahead with Mario.
I swear I didn't see that. I'm all animated. Yeah, Mario. Sure, Mario.
Why? Give
Pratt.
us 3 good reasons. Chris Pratt.
Even though he doesn't sound like Mario, I still like Chris Pratt. It looks like it's gonna have like great animation. Like the cinematography looks wonderful, and the writing just looks amazing so far. And I can't wait to see what they do with it.
I feel like you just gave me 2 answers that you think I would say.
Totally. I basically was like verbatim from what you said about Pearl or Egg.
Maxine.
Yeah.
It's a pre-existing conversation we don't know about, or somebody took notes.
I went with Mario Brothers 2. It's Mario Brothers, man. Like when we got the original one that was live action, I loved it as a kid. Does it hold up? That's a whole not entirely different conversation. But I mean, now we're finally getting like an animated one. I remember I used to watch the animated Mario Brothers, the cartoon, when I was a kid. That was ridiculous. But I mean, the fact that they're making Mario Kart and they're incorporating Donkey Kong and all this stuff, it kind of gives you the idea they're going to open it up to a whole Mario world like Nintendo. So they're probably going to have like Donkey Kong Country and all the other stuff coming soon too. So
as long as they do Mike Tyson's Punch Out, I'm in.
I hope it's in there.
Awesome, right?
I am probably most excited for the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I think.
Damn it, I had that in here and I didn't see it.
And yeah, I mean the first one was done so well. I think who is that? Is that Travis Knight's company that is making it again? I think. Okay. I can't remember the name of the company, but yeah, he's done like Coraline. That same company did like Kubo and the Two Strings, and like the whole vibe that you get like in those movies, still kind of carries over into the animated one. But just to see, it's probably the best Spider-Man that Sony's done without having Marvel help them. You know 100%, what I mean?
100%, yeah.
So definitely excited for that. And Mario, the only thing I'll say about Mario is I'm curious what the impact will be afterwards on the gaming world. Just like because Mario never had like a voice, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like, they gonna incorporate that afterwards? Like, is Chris Pratt gonna be doing Mario's voice in the video games, or are they just gonna keep it like a separate universe?
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
interesting, man. I know they do like the little sound effects and stuff that he does, but like that's about it. Yeah, it's never been where you actually heard his voice. So that's a good note.
I am curious to see because the original Mario Brothers is basically the poster child for bad video game adaptations. Whenever people talk about video game adaptations, they go straight to that one. They're like, no, but this movie from like the 90s was
Yeah.
horrible, so video game adaptations suck. So I was curious to see if this
Yeah.
one ends up being good, if it kind of starts shifting that mindset with it. But with that one, I think one of the things that impressed me the most was the like Chuck was saying, the animation. Like you could tell they really put time into the detail of making it look like Mario World. So is that. But my pick, I'm with Caesar on this one. It's got to be the Spider-Man Spider-Verse. On this, the first one, amazing. You know, if you just tell me to name like top 10 superhero movies of all time, doesn't matter live action or not, that's gonna be in there.
Yeah,
So
for sure. Okay. So let's go with thriller and suspense. So Jose, you want to start us off with this one?
for thriller and suspense, I'm gonna have to go with Oppenheimer on this one. I mean, it's Christopher Nolan. He's, in my eyes, he's yet to fail yet. I've enjoyed everything he's put out. Christopher Nolan's bad movies are really good movies for other people.
Yeah.
In there, so that's the standard that he's set. So I am excited. I know it's going to be intriguing. Overall, it's just a matter of like, is this one that it's going to take multiple views to fully appreciate it, like you had to do with Tenet, or is this one that's going to hit right off of the first one, like his Batman series? But definitely looking forward to that one.
Okay. Chuck.
Same.
Oppenheimer.
I'm kidding. Oppenheimer. Yeah, for sure. And you know what? I love Christopher Nolan. Like Jose's right. Like even his bad movies are still good movies. I haven't really liked his last two movies, which is kind of funny. Even though I'm looking forward to it, I didn't really like Tenet. It actually made me sick because everything was like going backwards. I got like motion sickness. Yeah. And I didn't like Dunkirk. I don't know. I mean, I did watch it like on my iPod.
I felt the same way. Dunkirk,
I
I
was
didn't really love either.
Yeah.
It was the most.
I was
going
to say that Dunkirk was a great movie theater experience. I watched it. I enjoyed it in the movie theater, and then I said, "Do not need to watch this on my TV," and I never watched it again. That's the movie you see that was meant for the movie theater.
Yeah, I got that feeling when I was watching it, like on my iPod Shuffle, where I was like, yeah, this probably would have been better in the movie theater, and it was just okay. It was kind of boring. I was texting while I was watching, like, it didn't. And then Tenet made me sick, so I'm hoping this one's a lot better, which I think it will be.
Not just kind of reflecting on what he said, like there's a lot to take into account when you're watching a movie in a theater as opposed to on a small screen or even on a TV at home. It does have impact, when you really think about it, like how much you like a film or don't based on that sometimes. This is where I kind of went a different way, and I think you already mentioned this. I kind of considered Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning more of a thriller suspense to me, so that's kind of what I went with. And I know you picked that for action, I think.
That's the good thing with these blended genres. Yeah. This happened to us when we did the best of 22, where we had some of the same picks in completely different genres.
Yeah. So I did the same. This is where I chose Mission Impossible, just because it's the same thing. It's like I had so many choices, but I'm trying to fit them where I want to fit them. So Mission Impossible, I was kind of late to it a little bit. I had seen the first one originally when it came out. I had saw the second one, and then I just kind of took a break from it when the other ones were coming out. And I know Jose kept telling me to watch it. So finally I did like a binge watch like about a couple months ago, I think. And I went through all of them and I was like, I get it now. I get why everybody loves them. Like they keep amping it up. And even the last one was so damn good. Like they keep getting better and better. So with this new one, like absolutely I'm going to watch it in theaters and I'm going to be right there with it. So good stuff, man. He's putting out good stuff,
Yeah, you gave up, I guess, when at the bad one, because I think John Woo did that one, and I've only seen
the one with the long hair and the
two.
Motorcycle.
Part 2,
right?
Yeah, part 2, and that was like, nah.
That's where I stopped, because I saw it and I was like, nah, it's not for me.
That is the worst one,
And you know what's funny? I think I've mentioned this before. The bad guy in that movie, I can't think of his name. He
I know where you're going with that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
he got offered Wolverine for X-Men, and at the
Mm.
same time he got offered Mission Impossible, and he was like, He's like, Tom Cruise calls you, you gotta go, and I'm like,
Nope.
yeah,
Wrong.
Yeah.
No.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
and that was the
That's
worst one too. It's like,
career changing.
How far you guys think Tom Cruise is gonna go with these stunts?
till he
I think
dies.
it's. I think until he
Hasta que se
dies.
mata.
Yeah, seriously, man. It is. He will die on one of
He will
those.
kill himself, bro.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, and he'd be happy to do it. He'd be happy to die doing a stunt for one of his movies. Like he's like, yep, that's how I wanted to go.
He might have already, and there's just clones running around now. The Scientology's already cloned him, and there's like we're already on
like-
the 7th version of him.
I could see a celebrity death. You remember Celebrity Deathmatch where it was claymation?
Oh
and
yeah,
they were,
Yeah.
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 Like I could see them making fun of something like him doing like a high altitude jump and just splattering on the
Dies.
earth, you know? Like because I was in the next Mission Impossible or something. And it was,
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's like, damn, we gotta unfreeze another one. Go thaw out the next Tom
Clones.
Cruise.
It's like Demolition Man, where they're slowly getting him out.
Oh no.
All right. So let's start off with sci-fi. Who wants to start us off?
Dune.
Part 2. Did you love part 1?
Loved it. And I
Okay.
saw it in the movies too, even though it came out like on HBO. I was like, nope, this is one of those that we talked about. This is one of those
Mhm.
movies that needs to be watched in the movie theater. And I
Mhm.
know the director had mentioned that too. He was like, I made this movie to be
Yes.
watched in the movie theater. And so I'm like, sold. And I loved it. I still loved it watching it on my freaking iPad and stuff, but
Oh, it's an iPad now.
well, it was Dune. It's a big movie. I gotta watch it on the iPad,
Gotcha.
dude.
Gotcha. That makes sense. You're gonna have like 9 different devices going
Yeah, not
around
the
you.
watch. Yeah, because I
Oh,
usually
man.
watch movies on the Apple Watch, but yeah, no, Dune for sure.
With a magnifying glass, right?
There you
I got my freaking binoculars. Yeah, so
All right.
Dune for me because I got to see how it ends. And I don't know anything about it. Like I didn't watch the original.
You never saw
one.
the original? Okay.
Nah.
Oh,
I mean, I've seen
man,
like
I got a
bits and
story for
pieces of
that.
it. Yeah, I saw like bits and pieces of it. So
Okay.
What's
So
the
let's go
story?
to Caesar then. Caesar to tell us the
No,
story. We'll
like-
go with your.
I was when the original Dune came out, I think in 84 or 85.
Mhm.
I must have been like 4 years old, right? 4 or 5. And I told my dad I wanted to see that movie at the theater. When the trailer came out, for some stupid reason, like I said, I want to go see Dune. Shit's like 3 hours and some minutes long, right?
Yeah.
My dad's like, okay, vamos a, like let's go to the theater. Took me to
Yeah.
the movies. My ass fell asleep. And like, he woke me up and then he took me home. He's like, I'm never taking you to the theater again. It's all Dune's fault.
So now you're scarred from Dune.
Yeah, never again. And I was like, and in retrospect, when I think about that, I'm like, why? Like, I tried watching that movie like when the new Dune was coming out. I was like, let me see the old one.
Yeah.
You make those comparisons, and like I tried
Fell
watching, and I still couldn't get through it, man. It's so dense.
you fell
It's
asleep again.
dense.
You're all.
It is.
I'm
It
like,
is.
yeah.
So, I'm never taking myself to the movies again.
Ban yourself another 20 more years.
It's time to start pirating. No, my pick real quick is Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. I'm more optimistic about those movies now ever since Michael Bay is not involved.
Yep.
So I feel like Bumblebee was a good film.
Yeah,
And it seems like they're going more with the animation style from Bumblebee. So I know I'm with all Transformers fans when I say, like, if we could just get a movie of the first 5 minutes of Bumblebee someday, we'll be happy.
Yes, absolutely, man. And they're using the whole Beast Wars thing. Like, that's awesome.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm excited
that's
to see
cool.
that.
This was one of the tougher ones to do just because I couldn't narrow it down. There was quite a few good sci-fi movies coming out this year.
Pick one, Jose.
Chuck's already to Dune. So I'm gonna pull a Chuck and I'm gonna pick 5.
I don't do that. You do that, dude.
Chuck did it again.
Did it again.
One A, B, C, D, E.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Rebel Moon.
Oh, good one, dude.
I'm gonna go Rebel Moon. I've liked everything that I've seen so far. I've liked the art that's released from it, the screenshots. I feel visually this is gonna be very Snyder-esque, which that's his strength in it. And I'm very curious because originally, if I recall correctly, this was like his vision for like a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And then now he's kind of doing it on his own. So I'm curious to see what we could have gotten if he did dive into the Star Wars, universe or world. So I'm very curious and highly on board for this one.
Good one, man. This is where I went with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Just because I'm excited about some of the animation movies that are coming out, so I don't want to just select one. But exactly what you said, Caesar, about it already. Spider-Man, it was such amazing. In my opinion, it's the best Spider-Man movie. It was my favorite Spider-Man movie, period. So I'm excited to see the sequel with the new character, the new Spider-Man they're bringing in. I think it's just so genius how they're doing the whole multiverse. So I'm going with that one. Don't want to repeat myself. So, all right,
wait, you missed me. For sci-fi,
what?
I would like
to... He's trying to squeeze in another one.
It's a glitch in the Matrix, bro. What?
All right. So that's drama. Now we can start off with you, Jose.
I'm gonna have to pick with this one because I did enjoy the first two, and this trailer completely won me over. And it's gonna have to be Creed 3.
Yeah, that was mine too. Damn it, I hate you.
That trailer, the way it was cut, and then it looks like the acting performance of this are gonna be like crazy.
Who's this, Jose? Who's this? You don't remember me, huh? Who's that?
That's Chuck. That's Chuck.
Who's that? Dude, I have like echolalia, right? And so like when I hear things I like, I keep saying them over and over. All day the other day, I was just walking around. You don't remember me, huh? All day, dude.
You're just saying it to strangers, and strangers are like,
you don't remember?
Call the police.
Like no, I don't, sir.
He's like, I ain't signed no autographs. You should get off my car. You don't remember me, huh? Yeah. Sorry, Jose. Go ahead.
No, it's like, lately is Jonathan Majors missing at anything?
He's
like, forget the project.
Yeah.
Him himself. I feel you can put him in anything now, and he's gonna kill his performance, regardless of how the overall project ends up. He's not gonna undercut any performance. The guy is just on the roll, so I'm on board for that.
Good.
Did you watch the one he did with the guy from The Thing and the Place, Top Gun?
Aviator, or no, what's it called? Or Navigators or something?
Oh, I haven't seen the other one. Yeah, it starts with a D.
Devotion, yeah.
Devotion. Did you guys check? No, you guys haven't seen it yet?
I'm way
not
off.
Yet.
Not yet.
No?
No.
Okay. Can you watch it, Jose, since you watch everything, and let me know how it is? If it's between a 4 and an 8 for Jose, I'm in.
So Chuck is now using Jose as a filter system.
Yeah, because
he better pay you.
I'm starting to kind of figure out his taste in movies, so I'm like, dude, anything between a 4 and an 8 for Jose, I love. She's like 9 and 10. I'm like, nah.
No, that's not true. There's stuff that me and Jose love, and Chuck's like, that's terrible. That's
no,
a 2.
If Dan loves it,
out of here.
Hate it.
Oh yeah,
that's like, I love this movie. No. The art direction was amazing. I'm like, I'm out.
All right, Caesar, you're next.
Well, in drama, I actually had Dune Part 2 because I felt like the first one was very dramatic. But also this was kind of like I had Creed 3 as well, so it was kind of like a clash for me. So definitely Creed, man. I mean, I think this is gonna be Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut, right?
Yeah.
Like he's directing it, and it looks amazing, man. The story looks like it's very deep, so it should be, I mean, another great chapter in the Rocky universe, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The concept of the story, it gave me
Rocky 5 vibes. No, I'm saying.
Oh God!
Imagine.
Oh,
I was say Warrior. It gave me that feeling of it was brothers, but it's basically that
it's
where
same,
one goes the rough way, the other one's like stuff. So it gave me that same vibe, and I love Warrior.
Top 5 for me, best movie ever. Warrior, seriously. I cry every time I watch it.
You have said that regarding 50 different movies. That
Stop
it's in your
lying,
top
Dad. Stop lying, dude. Stop. Okay. It wasn't nothing to do with the art direction or the cinematography.
What does that have to do with?
In this genre.
There you go. Please, Chuck, because you rate your movies on how hot the guys are. So please tell me more.
Yeah, they're both pretty hot in that movie. Yeah, Tom Hardy's pretty yoked in that. So.
All right, man.
I haven't heard yoked in a minute.
Yeah, he's pretty yoked. So
what's your drama choice?
Quick question,
Yeah.
Chuck. Chuck, did you ever see the movie Never Back Down, the first one, and did you
Oh
like
my
it?
God.
Superman. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, right. Yeah, of course, dude. I love that movie. Guys are totally
Okay,
wrong.
I'm sensing a theme. MMA evolved projects you tend to love. TV shows, movies, whatever. If it has MMA, you tend to love it.
He loves testosterone fueled movies.
Yeah, and they always have like two
masculine.
montages with shirts off and stuff. I'm like, sign me
He
up.
loves
dude.
so you love Hot Rod, right?
Yeah, I love Hot Rod. Danny McBride.
The dance scene
yeah,
in the woods.
There you go. I have a
Wait,
type. Chuck has a type.
Yeah.
Did you say shirtless men slapping man meat? I'm in.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Like, Dan will be like, yo, Chuck, like, who are like the top 5 hottest chicks right now in Hollywood? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I'll tell you the 5 hottest guys though. That's for sure.
And he's got 50 of them.
Yeah, I'm like, really? You're like, dude, that's like 40 already. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
All right, Chuck, hit us with your drama.
It was Creed.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So mine, this is where I went with Beau is Afraid. Ari Aster did it
Oh
again.
no. I just heard you say this on the other show.
I know. On last episode.
You see what I'm dealing with?
Let's
This is what I gotta deal with, Caesar. This is what I gotta deal with.
Tell
Oh,
me
shit.
tell me if he's missed yet. Granted, he's only done 2 movies, but he did Hereditary.
Midsummer.
Awesome. Midsummer, still good.
No,
Still
it's not,
good.
dude.
Still
It was mid.
awesome.
It
yes.
literally had the rating, like I told you, in the title. It was mid.
Florence
bro.
Pugh is so good, man. She's awesome. Sign
Doesn't
me
make
up.
it a good movie.
Yes, and now this one, you link him up with Joaquin
Thank you, Caesar.
Phoenix.
Thank you.
I'm in
Say no more, Caesar. You're good. I
No,
already got you.
say
dude.
more, Caesar. No, I'm kidding.
I understand the allure of those kind of movies. I'll say that. I don't think they're for everyone. They're not for
No,
your
it's
average
not.
horror fan. They're they're more meant to be thought provoking pieces of art caught on film, I think, than actual movies.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Midsummer is not a horror movie to me at all. I don't
Yeah.
label it as a horror movie. That's where the disconnect comes in. People go in there thinking, oh, it's
Yeah.
like Hereditary. It's nothing like Hereditary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I like Hereditary. It's okay. It's not bad.
I like
don't think it's like
Hereditary.
the
That's-
greatest horror movie of all time, like some people say it is, but
Yeah.
It's one of the scariest that I've seen recently. Like
It's-
the
yeah.
imagery of it was so freaking terrifying
is.
for me.
It is. Yeah.
But Midsummer, mid. So
It's in the
Summer.
title.
Yeah.
You know what? I already saw The Wicker Man. I'm
give
all
him Never
good.
Back Down. Oh, he's all over that.
Oh yeah, dude, I watch movies to be entertained. I don't. If I wanted to go be thought provoking, I'd go to a freaking museum and look at a painting, dude.
But man slapping man meat, that's a different story. That you're entertained.
Yeah, of course,
Got
I'm
it.
entertained, dude. Come on, dude.
Oh
Got it.
man.
All right, let's hit him with Marvel movie. So who wants to start it off? Caesar, you start us off.
I'm hyped for Ant-Man, man. Honestly, I
Okay.
think that's one of the characters in that universe that's probably underrated. Like
Mm.
those movies. The second one was okay. I mean, but the first one was
so
really
good.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so I don't know if that has any effect because Edgar Wright, they kept his screenplay when they still did the first one. So
Mhm.
that might be why that first one's so good.
Mhm.
And I think that character just has evolved like really
Yeah.
well throughout that whole, story. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in like a bigger story with that character. And then you get, Kang. So I think from all the phase 4, the only thing that might have been salvageable was Loki. Cause it kind of set up everything to come in a way when you see it in retrospect of what's going to
Yep.
happen in that universe. So
I was originally going to go with that one. Jonathan Mayers again in it, and like you said, he killed it in Loki with that performance, and in that one he hinted that this is a different Kang coming. So I feel like he's going to play this character different, and then kill it with that way. But then I had to go with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I love the first one. I feel the second one is underrated. I feel it's not as good as the first, but it doesn't get enough love. It was better than most people think. And then it's like James Gunn's like last hurrah for now, at least with Marvel. So I feel like he's gonna want to go out big, and it's probably the last we're gonna see of some of those characters. going forward. Batista's already said that he's gonna be done. Who knows if we'll get Chris Pratt and Zoe going forward. So I feel that it's gonna be a good goodbye.
Good. Chuck.
Yeah, that's a tough one because I feel like Guardians is like ending Ant-Man. I do feel like he's getting a legit trilogy. Um, and then dang, I don't know, dude. Like if you had to tell me like which one, like you cannot watch.
That's exactly what we're telling you.
I guess I'm gonna have to go with Guardians. Although I'm really, really like pumped for Ant-Man. But yeah, Guardians. And I actually heard, just side note, James Gunn saying that he wants to work with Chris Pratt too in DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw some people like kind of like Booster Gold. I'm like, that'd be pretty money. That would be pretty money, dude.
Like, but he can even probably pull like a Hal Jordan too, because I doubt, even though Ryan Reynolds, the movie was terrible, but he did a good job in that character. I think Chris Pratt's got the comedic timing and all that stuff to pull that role off too.
Okay. I went with Guardians too. Same reasons you guys said. The fact that James Gunn's stepping away because he's now contractually obligated to DC and can't do Marvel anymore. I think he's going out with the big bang. I kind of want to see the conclusion of this. Part 1 was amazing. I loved Guardians 1. Guardians 2, it was good, but it definitely had its flaws to it. I like the Christmas special. It was nice, even though Chuck hates it, but I like it.
No, I love the last 15 minutes. The first 10 minutes was torture, though.
You just hated the song.
I did hate it. It was too long, dude. Like it was too give me a minute or two to get me into where you want me to be. Okay, cool. You don't need to do 10 minutes of it. Give me a minute or two. I'll be in.
Fair enough. So that's what I went with, Guardians 3. But Ant-Man looks amazing. I want to see Kang. The reason why I didn't go Ant-Man, because Paul Rudd's awesome too. I love Paul Rudd. I want to know where they're going with the Marvel thing, but Phase 4 took such a backward step to me that it made me my confidence is not as there whereas it used to be. Before it was like they were hitting with everything. Phase 4 was just like, man, you guys are missing more than you're hitting.
Yeah.
So
Can I ask you guys about that real quick?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, do you guys think Phase 4 is an effect of the pandemic? Is that why everything feels so disconnected? Because the scheduling got all jumbled because of it?
That's a good question.
For me personally, I don't think so. I think there's other factors that affected it, where there's oversaturation.
Yeah,
and
it's too much content. It's too much.
They tried to do too much, tried to expand too much and hit too many things. So it wasn't as because all the other phases, it's like they seem to have a vision. Everything was just it was toy. Everything was very toy. Not this. It just they seemed like they were just throwing things at a wall, trying to hit as many demographics as possible, and just it wasn't cohesive.
Yeah, and then you dealt with all the A-list superheroes, so now you're dealing with the lesser heroes, which means you're dealing with the lesser villains, and then you're casting actors that are more up and coming. But before you were casting all the established actors, so we're getting some loss of charm and charisma, I'll say, because when they casted Captain Marvel, it's no shocker. Marvel fans did not like her at all. So she's supposed to be bridging off with some of these other ones, and they're doing like the She-Hulk and Miss Marvel. Even though the shows, there's a specific demographic group that they're going for, it's not necessarily for everybody. Whereas with the original, the Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, it felt more like we were the target audience. Now it feels like they're branching off and we're getting all these ones. Like we've talked about it before. She-Hulk, it's not that She-Hulk's a bad show. I'm just not the target audience for it. So I didn't end up loving it. I didn't end up finishing it. I'm not going to really bash it. It's just that's not my thing. So
you're not the demographic for it.
Yeah, I started getting a lot of that when it came to Phase 4, where it's just like, okay, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. This isn't for me. And then some of them are just bad. Like I just didn't really like it. I thought it wasn't made very well. And even when it was supposed to be safe, like we talked about with Thor: Love and Thunder, it still hits and it's a dud. And it's like, oh man, like okay. So they just started missing the mark on that point. So.
Yeah. What about you, Caesar? What do you think is possible reasons for the drop?
I think a lot of what you guys say has merit. It's like when you're going fishing, right? And you throw all these nets out and they're trying to see what they reel in. I think that's maybe they're thinking like there's so much content. It's too much content, but they're almost trying to plant those nets to see if they can get that demographic in with the next big event that they do. And maybe that's their thinking behind it. That's the only way you can justify it. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of stuff isn't aimed, I think, for our demographic for sure. Like She-Hulk, like I would even say Hawkeye,
Hawkeye.
what else? Miss Marvel. Like I feel like Hawkeye is aimed more towards another younger group too.
Yeah,
because they're setting up a younger Hawkeye. They're trying to set up like Young Avengers almost, right?
Caesar keeps saying saying hot guy.
No,
right?
He's saying Hawkeye. Chuck is immediately going towards hot guy, and that's why he's getting distracted.
Like hot guy, and I'm like,
he's like, oh, I got some hot guys.
Marvel, like I don't know.
The guy that ran himself over. No, too soon? Yeah, that
guy. It's not too soon. Not according to the internet. You're actually late on that, Caesar. All right, let's go with DC now. Let's switch over to DC. Who wants to start us off? Chuck?
DC, I probably have to go with The Flash. I gotta see it. I gotta see what's going on. I have a feeling it's amazing. That's what I think it is. I do.
It's tested very well.
I believe it could be good, but to say it's amazing,
I have a feeling it's going to be amazing.
They haven't done a single amazing project yet.
I know. And with everything that they're canceling, freaking deleting, literally just throwing away in the trash, with all the stuff that's going on with Ezra Miller, like, why have they not done that? Why?
Because it was too expensive.
Because it's amazing, dude.
That's too expensive. You're able to do it with Batgirl because only like under 100
They haven't
million.
Replaced him either. They could still replace him.
Well, not for the movie. They already shot it. It's too late.
But they could still replace him. Like they've replaced everybody else.
In the future. They can in the future. They haven't taken off the table, I don't think, right? Like he's been quiet and he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. So I think they're going to see how that movie does and then go from there.
I think you're going to think it's at least an 8 or above. How about that?
Maybe it could be. I think it's going to be decent. I want it to do well. Good. Like I want it to be good. I'm not trying to shit it, but to say
no, I know. I
just
think it's going to be. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm going to be like.
I hope so.
I hope it is. So too.
Yeah, I want DC to do well. I'm not a DC hater. Like I love DC. I'm just frustrated because they're not getting it right.
Yeah,
it's like,
I know.
Come on, man. Like you guys have put so many billions into all these movies, and you guys can't just sit down and come up with a coherent story. Like that's frustrating. Like come on, do it right. Sorry. Anyways, Jose.
Side note: Blue Beetle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go. Orale.
See? It's always Chuck. Optimistically, I feel that Flash is going to be good. I do think we're probably done with Ezra Miller, but you don't announce that you're done with someone before the movie comes out.
Correct.
So they're probably holding off on that, and then they'll just like cut him after, or do some kind of change. It's tested well. And I don't think it's the budget. Yeah, they cut Batgirl, but I feel like the more money they pumped into that, probably the bigger tax break they would have gotten. So it probably would have been easy for them to cut it and still, save some money.
You're talking about with Flash? Well, there's still even with tax. Well, even with tax bracket, there's only so much savings. So once you cap out, that's it. So if you were to cut Flash, you're not saving an additional percentage. There's only like a certain amount, and then you're stuck. At that point, you're just eating costs at that point. So they might have cut everything that they needed to cut to maximize that tax bracket, and they could be like already tapped out. Possibly. Yeah. Again, I don't know. I'm not looking at their P&L, but
we'll see. Mine, it was not the Flash, although I'm looking forward to it, but it was going to have to be Blue Beetle. I'm really hoping it works. We'll get our Hispanic superhero out there as the lead character. Hopefully it does well, because if it doesn't, we probably won't see another one for 30 years. So come on, Blue Beetle, we're counting on you.
Please. Okay.
At least be an 8.
Okay, real quick, what are your guys' confidence level that's going to be an 8 or higher? Confidence level.
I haven't seen enough to judge on my end.
I know, but you have to. I'm forcing you right now.
Yeah. The character is cool enough that if you do it right, it can be an 8 or
Correct.
above.
But that's not the
It just
question I
comes down
asked,
to
Jose.
execution.
That's not the question I asked, sir. What's your confidence level? Judging off that one photo that you saw of him standing outside, and it looks like a bird's eye view. What's your guys' confidence level?
You know what? I'll go out there on the limb. I think I am a very strong, like 35% confident. It's gonna do.
That's where I'm at.
Oh,
DC,
man.
I don't have any confidence with DC until they show me otherwise. So
That's actually my pick too, man. Blue Beetle,
Yeah,
because I feel
nice.
like DC, you don't. Does anything else really matter? Does Shazam matter? Does Aquaman matter? Does what
No.
happened in the Flash matter? Like in the continuity of what they're building,
Yeah.
you know, it's like I think the Flash is the contracts are so expensive for the actors and the amount of money that they're getting paid that it was just too much for them to swallow to cancel it.
That's what I think.
So they had to put it out.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And the expectations they set on Michael Keaton coming back and playing Batman to fans of that Batman from, you know, a different demographic, obviously, was probably too much for them, you know, to also be able to cancel. So it's like, you know, I think it probably is going to end up being a good movie, but what does it matter?
Yeah.
In the bigger scheme of it, you know, what does it matter? Like, what's going to happen with those characters?
To kind of go off of that, like one way that it can matter, and another reason possibly that maybe they didn't cancel it is with them leaning towards the Flashpoint storyline,
Right.
it would be the perfect reset movie where
Right.
they can use that to completely reset everything and kind of start over, which seems what James Gunn wants to do. They allow him to reset, keep certain parts that he likes, and overhaul everything else. So that could be a way that this movie matters because it might help set up the future and just cleanse all the failure behind it. Optimistically.
Yeah, I agree with you. And to go off of that, that's why I'm more sure that James Gunn's not going to retain Ezra Miller, just because he didn't keep Gal Gadot. And Gal Gadot was one of the stronger parts that they had, even though Wonder Woman 84 wasn't great. She was one of the stronger parts, which tells me you're not keeping anything. The fact that they're not keeping Henry Cavill as Superman, like you're washing your hands of everything. Why is Ezra Miller, of all of them, the one that you're keeping? It just doesn't make sense to me. You're doing it because the movie hasn't come out yet. And then once it comes out, like Jose said, you'll wash your hands and you'll do that. So even if they do Flashpoint, they can reset it. But now it's a perfect time to recast them and make it a different Flash. So I ended up going with Shazam. Just like you said, Caesar, it doesn't matter. And like most of the DC movies that are coming out, they don't matter to the overall where the direction of DC is going. Shazam 1 was just so fun to me. And
it was.
I'm just gonna have fun with the second one. I hope it's as good or somewhat decent because we're never gonna see a Shazam 3. So at this point, like Aquaman wasn't good to me. Aquaman 2 looks even worse. Everything that they're putting out is just like, I know I'm going into this knowing that none of this matters. It's literally just wasted movies because it's not going towards anything except possibly the Flash. That's why I'm like, oh well, let's just go out watching the funnest one that I think.
Isn't that crazy to think though? Like how much
waste,
like waste, but like how much our experience has changed with film, like as far as these kind of films.
Yeah,
like we don't even care. Like when we were kids, like Aquaman movie, what, you know what I'm saying, like anything we'd be excited. But now it's like we have this it's just a culture, like
yeah.
You know,
and then like Black Adam,
crazy.
It came out, and then like 3-4 weeks later, they just immediately said, well, that's done. It's like, dude, the movie's not even out on streaming yet. Like, damn, you guys didn't even wait. They were done. All right. So this one, unexpected. So who wants to start us off? Jose, we'll start off with you.
I'll start with this one. Yeah. So it's one that I did not expect to be looking forward to, but the trailer kind of won me over. Dungeons and Dragons. I've never played the game, never done it, don't know much about the actual property, but I saw the trailer and I'm like, this looks fun. Like I feel like I could be entertained by that. So I did not expect to be excited about a Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Yeah, did you ever see the original one?
First movie?
That's what I was gonna ask. I was like, have you seen it?
Yeah.
No. Never saw it.
Marlon Wayans.
With Marlon Wayans? Yeah.
Okay. All right, Caesar, hit us with yours.
Mine is 65, man. Like that looks like Turok to me. You know, we grew up playing Turok in Nintendo 64. Like that's what it looks like to me. That's what Jurassic World Dominion should have been.
Yes,
You know what I
yes,
mean?
it should have. Yep.
But we got some weird. I don't even want to get into.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think 65 looks cool, man. Just the concept of, this Noah's Ark of people looking for a new planet to inhabit, and ends up being our planet from the past.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it's a new concept. I think there was a Fox show a couple years ago that was similar, Terra Nova, where like they would go into the past or something because Earth was so polluted. They ended up going back in the prehistoric times. So I think it's a cool concept. I think it'd be dope. So
yeah, cool. Chuck?
Magic Mike, bro.
No.
I mean, did you even have to ask?
Ya lo sabía. No.
I was really
like,
hoping. I was like, come on, if I got any faith in Chuck, like the way I got faith in DC or Flash, and then he goes and he gives me this.
I was
he did it again.
Another Magic Mike? Ugh. And then I saw the trailer and I was like, I'm in.
I don't get it. Okay, cool. All right. I went with there's one that I was interested in, but this is not my choice. Was Wonka.
Dude,
I'm just interested in it, but I'm not really that interested in it. The one that I really put down though was Elemental, the Pixar movie. It looks pretty good. I don't know if you guys seen the trailer for it, but it looks pretty good. Pixar rarely, if ever, misses, man. Like Pixar's good. Pixar's solid, and the new trailer looks pretty cool too. So surprised me.
I agree.
It has that have you seen Onward?
Yeah.
Yes.
It got that kind of vibe, right? Like where they're like establishing, different things could have their own, universe.
Yeah.
So
yep,
it's cool.
Exactly. And that's what this one kind of felt like too. And it's like it's such an interesting premise. It reminds me of man, what was that one that they had with the emotions? Remember that in the little girl's head?
Oh, Inside Out?
Inside Out.
Yes.
There you go.
Yep.
It reminds me a little bit like that as well, where the other one was the emotions, this one's elements. So pretty cool.
What was that guy's name? The imaginary friend that died?
Oh, Bing Bong. Bing Bong.
Bing Bong. And also,
that was pretty sad.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry, but I got two little kids, right? One's gonna be 4, the other one's 1. All they watch is Coco all the time, so that's all I see, bro, all the time in my house.
Yeah.
I try to put other stuff on Disney Plus, and they're like, no, Coco.
Yeah. At least it was a good movie though, man. And like
yeah. But that end kills you every fucking time, man.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Every time you're just crying. What's wrong, Daddy? Nothing. All right. So finally, let's hit them. What's on the queue? Who wants to start us off? Caesar, since you're a guest, we'll start off with you. What's on the queue? What's something that you're gonna watch? Something you recommend to our audience?
Last of Us, man. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
It has to be in everybody's queue.
Absolutely.
Can't wait for the next episode.
So you ready to see the first episode? What do you think so far? The first?
It's amazing, man. It's just I had so many friends tell me, and I never got to play the game. I just recently started playing the game, like the remastered version on PS5, and like the story is great, and then just right away it captivates you.
That first scene, huh? That first scene, I was like, oh my God. So good.
It gets you, man.
It made me want to play the game again.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna have to go back to it again
for the 19th time, Jose.
That's when you know something's good, because it makes you want to engage more with it, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I want to play it as well, but I think I'm waiting until the first season because I don't want to know what the story is, and then I'll go and I'll play the first game. So yeah, good stuff. All right, Jose, it's yours.
Just because I am excited about the new one coming out, I'm probably gonna say Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
It's always worth rewatching. Might as well, up on it before the new one comes.
Dude, that trailer got me bad.
Yeah,
like, when the mom's talking, I'm like, damn.
It did, yeah. Chet?
Yeah, I thought Jose was going to steal mine. I actually just watched Into the Spider-Verse like a week ago. So I'm going to go watch Creed 1 and 2.
I'll change it to Creed 1 and 2.
Jose got it in first.
You really did, too, because I was like, I'm going to watch Creed 1 and 2. I'm like,
yeah.
Fine, I'm going to watch Ant-Man 1 and 2 then. Fine. And John Wick
1 through 3.
I'm
going to go with the movie Megan. I heard good things about it. I haven't seen it yet, but it sounds pretty good. So I want to check it out.
Surprisingly entertaining.
And I know you said that, so I was like, okay. And I know they already announced a part 2. So let's see if it's
Wow.
worth it. Let's see if it warrants a part 2. So other than that, thank you for watching another episode. Please like, subscribe, comment, share on our YouTube channel, Not a Strong Start. Please recommend to all your friends and families to subscribe. We need it badly. Chuck needs it horrendously, just so he has enough money so we can go watch Magic Mike, the final strip or whatever it's called.
Yeah, how do you know?
I was looking at most anticipated, and they had the list on that. That's why when I saw it, I knew Chuck was going to mention this on the episode. I knew it, and lo and behold, I thought I was going to get away with this scot-free, and there he was. So, yay! You can listen to us anywhere you get your podcast. Please follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Not a Strong Start. I'm your host, Dazam. You can follow me at King_Sangre.
Better late than never. You can find me at This Is Me Nombre on IG.
So many jokes I could make with that, but I won't. We'll keep it PC. We don't want to get flagged.
I am renamed to Magic Chuck, and you can find me at Chad Radwell 12. By the way, if you guys want to go watch Magic Mike like together, I'm just saying there's going to be a lot of girls at the movie theater watching Magic Mike.
He's gonna do a live Twitch with you guys for this.
Just saying.
Let's end with Caesar. This is your moment. What do you have upcoming?
Yeah. So and you can follow us at the No 15 Allcast on Twitter. We just finished season 3, and we got season 4 coming at you guys next month. And
Nice.
I think we're gonna start with a comedy series. So yeah,
Nice, man.
we're in our little break time right now, but can't wait to get back at it.
Cool. And where can people follow you at? As you're saying, like you guys have a YouTube channel, or is it just anywhere audio? Where you guys listen
Audio
to your
anywhere you listen to your podcast. We do have YouTube, TikTok, pretty much any social you can hit us up on there. So same at the No 15 Allcast.
So how do you guys define your season? I know you say you're on season 4. Like, do you go by calendar year? Like, how do you do it?
Pretty much, the whole calendar year.
Dang. So this is year 4 for you guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be the 4th year, man. It's crazy.
Nice.
Man. We're getting there too ourselves. I think ours was the end of February, beginning of March, I want to say. So
Yeah, you
something
gotta
like
do a
that.
special episode, man.
I know, man. We finally crossed 50 episodes. This is our 50th episode.
Nice.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, just dawned on me. Yeah, man. But sounds good.
But everyone, just again, like Dan said, make sure you subscribe, you like, share your most anticipated movies down below. Let us know what you're looking forward to. How do you agree with Chuck? Is Magic Mike going to be absolutely amazing? Let us know down below. And again, make sure you subscribe, because we're going to be dropping bonus episodes. Going forward, they can drop at any point. So make sure you get the notification when those drop.
And we have a new show that just dropped this week. Marie Plays It All. So she dropped it. She's having some good success with it. Yours truly was on first a guest on her first show. But other than that, I'm not on it for another month. So there you go.
Nice.
Watch it.